The Toronto Raptors are banking on their top five next year of Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl to be an improved team and make it to the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Because that team currently, with those five, are over the salary cap. They went out and they traded for Brandon Ingram at the deadline, although it probably wasn't as much as Brandon Ingram should probably be worth because he was a free agent at the end of the year and you had to give up a future first round pick and some rotational guys to give him basically $40 million a year. And I'm starting to think this roster is going to honestly play hard every night. I like Darko Rajakovic. I think they're going to be still very competitive next year because after those top five I mentioned, you got Grady Dick, who got off to a great start in year two, fizzled off a little bit throughout the course of the season, but I think could still be such an effective role player as it's just like a 3-point sharpshooter for them off the bench. Jacoby Walter struggled at the start of the year, spent some time in the G League, but really had a strong finish with the Raptors. They hit on the Jonathan Mobo pick and the Jamal Shed picks in the second round. Some guys that play really hard defensively. And Ochai Agbaji had a breakout season in 2025. Like, this is a good team on paper. I just wonder because there's a couple teams in the Eastern Conference that didn't make it this year that are going to try to make it next year. Orlando should be better if they're healthy. I think Atlanta will be better. Miami, if they make a win now move, could end up being better. And Philly has to be better, right? LeBron and Chris Paul are headed to the Hall of Fame, and there's Chris Paul getting his jersey retired by the Clippers. So here we are at the draft lottery. This can also make or break maybe their future. I wouldn't say they really need to get the most luck in the world. I think Brooklyn, maybe Philly, Washington, Charlotte, Utah are more reliant on getting a topic in the shelf. Like, Toronto's going to be fine if they pick 8 or if they have pick 1. Obviously, you'd love to get Cooper Flag on this team or Dylan Harper, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get lucky in the lottery, I'm saying. And the Toronto Raptors are going to be picking 7th here in the 2025 NBA draft. That is our only first round pick. They did have a 2026 first via Indiana that they got from the Siakam deal, but they sent that out in the Brandon Ingram trade. We're definitely keeping Darko Rajakovic as our head coach. I think he's a smart mind. And here we are, the night of the NBA draft. And like I said, this team is going to be over the salary cap with maybe not the best roster in the world because Quickly's making a lot of money and he was banged up here in 2025, but if he could be healthy in 2026, maybe improve his field goal percentage at the rim, he could take a leap as a point guard in this league. RJ Barrett, he's going to be a free agent, not at the end of the 26th season, but the end of the 27th season, but he was their best scorer this year. You have Scotty Barnes, who you still believe is your franchise guy. Maybe didn't take a leap offensively this year, but could do everything well, maybe outside of scoring the ball at an efficient level. Like, he could score still very well and he could finish at the rim, but the three-point shot wasn't good at Florida State. It wasn't the best in his first 2 years, and year 3 was like in the right direction, but if he could shoot 34% from 3, we'll take that. And I'm really intrigued to see how him and Brandon Ingram fit in Toronto next year because we didn't get to see a single game with them at all this year. Will their styles gel together? Because Barnes and Siakam was a weird fit at times because I felt like Toronto was reluctant to play Siakam at the 5. And I think Barnes is better suited as a stretch 4. So we'll see how Ingram looks on this team. But I'm excited to watch Brandon Ingram play basketball again. Jakob Poeltl could opt out of that 27-player option. More likely to do that in real life than in this game. And a lot of other team deals. And I do want to bring back Agbaji in the offseason, and Grady Dick could be a restricted free agent in 27. I could re-sign him this offseason. What? Derek Queen went number 1 overall? I have never seen that. I have never seen that. It's always Cooper Flag. Maybe it's a random Dylan Harper Ace Bailey moment. Derek Queen? Oh my God, I think Danny Ainge would be fired on the spot. That is insane. Cooper Flag does not go top 2. What is going on? Cooper Flag goes 3 to DC. All right, I was definitely going to target Derek Queen at number 7 if Kaman Maluach was off the board. Dylan Harper ends up going number 4. Noah Essengay, whoa, out of France to the Sixers at 5. I feel like their fans would hate that. And Brooklyn is willing to make a trade with us, but I'd have to give my 2028 first to move up 1 spot. Do they think? Okay, yeah, I wasn't going to take Igor Demon. I think for this team, like the Raptors could go. Oh my God, Edgecombe's on the board. Wow, I didn't even realize Edgecombe didn't go yet. I mean, I think Kaman makes a ton of sense. Coming over from Africa to Duke from South Sudan. Masai Ujiri has the African connection over there with the academy. And this team, who knows who their long-term answer is going to be at the 5 spot. Kaman makes a lot of sense. But I feel like Edgecombe is there. And there's a chance we don't pay RJ Barrett in a year from now. Edgecombe is easily the starting shooting guard, and him and Quickly in the backcourt. Pretty good athletes. Edgecombe can really hold his own defensively. And if he could be a good shooter, I think I got to go best player available. I got to take Edgecombe, who I have higher on my big board than Kaman Maluach, even though Kaman would be maybe more of a need fit than a best player available pick. I'm also going to trade Jamison Battle for the 40th pick in the draft, and I'm going to have another second round pick, or just 1. And I took in the second round, I can't believe Derek Queen actually went number 1 overall. That is mind blowing. So yeah, in the second round, I ended up taking Rocco Sikorsky, the center out of Brisbane, so we get some center depth there. He's probably still a little bit of a project play. picking up the team option on Abaji and Grady Dick. No surprises there. All right, so since we have a lacker center depth, I'm going to bring back Orlando Robinson and definitely Olar Chomchi. I'm going to hold off on Roden and Lawson for now. So here we are in free agency, where I think because he's the only guy left from the 2019 championship team, I would also like to bring back Chris Boucher, who I thought they could have gotten something for at the deadline. So if we do add Robinson and Boucher, we'll have plenty of center depth. And I really like our team right now going into next year's season. I don't think I'm going to use my mid-level exception, because then it's going to take away minutes from some other guys that I think deserve minutes on this team. So yeah, we get Boucher back. I'm going to renounce the rights on Roden Lawson. I'll have a $2 million trade exception from Jameson Battle. And we get Ulrich and we get Orlando Robinson back. So here we are. Player progression. Scotty Barnes is an 87. I'm sure his overall would go up if I move him to a small forward, but I'm going to keep it like this for now. RJ's going to be the starting shooting guard next year. And I do think Pirtle will opt into his player option, and I think we're going to give this experiment with Barrett one more year, or at least we want to see a full year sample size with him and hopefully quickly fully healthy, but more so him alongside Derek Queen and Brandon Ingram. Did I say Derek Queen? I did not mean to say Derek Queen. I'm just like still in shock he went number 1 overall. Next is Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram. So like in a perfect world, Jamal Shead giving me 10 like dog defensive minutes every night is like exactly what we need. Same with Jonathan Mobo. I do want to play a little bit more. Honestly, Boucher will probably be the backup 5 to start off the year. I don't think Rocco will be ready. So Abaji's going to get like 17 minutes. I think Jacoby Walter can get about 20. And then Grady Dick is definitely going to be the 6th man. Actually, with all this, we don't even have VJ Edgecombe getting some minutes. Yeah, like Abaji, Edgecombe, Walter, we got plenty of guys deserving of minutes. This is actually pretty tough to figure out this rotation. So I think Shed and Mogbo are actually going to get like 8 minutes a night. Boucher's going to get like 5 minutes a night. Edgecombe, I think 15 is fine. 15 to Abaji, 17 to Walter, 20 to Dick. Minutes will come and go. Pirtle might get like 26 minutes a night. I want to go at least 33 to Barnes and probably 33 to Ingram. But yeah, this Raptors team at full strength, it's pretty deep, not going to lie. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we will be active at the deadline in some way, shape, or form. I guess it really depends if we get a hint if like Pirtle's going to come back or not. He would re-sign. I mean, I don't even mind re-signing him on that because that is still a tradable contract. So honestly, let's work out a 3-year deal with Jakob Pirtle, who was a good player for them in 2026. I meant to say in 2025. All right, so we start off the season with a loss against the Nets, and then we end up beating the Detroit Pistons. We beat the Cavs to start off the year as well. And we beat the Wizards, so a nice 3-1 start. I got offered, I think it was like DeAndre Ayton for Brandon Ingram. Not going to do that. A nice 4-1 start for the Toronto Raptors, who didn't make the playoffs, who didn't make the play-in tournament in 2025, looking to make the playoffs in 26. Ingram's off to a good start to his Raptors career. And yeah, the Raptors have officially broken out. We are 37-14 this year. We are tied with the Pistons for the second best point differential here in the Eastern Conference, as the Pacers are really good as well. And yeah, what's nice about the Raptors rebuilds, we're in the Eastern Conference. We do not have to worry about the West. Brandon Ingram has been our leading scorer this year. Like, I do wonder how the scoring allocation is going to look like in Toronto next year, because they still should value Scotty Barnes as, I don't know about a number 1 option, but at least somebody that's going to get his touches every single night. Quickly's only averaging 4.5 assists, which I'm surprised with, 32% from 3. Grady Dick is shooting 36% from 3. Ochai Abaji's going to get a nice extension from us. Jakob Pirtle has been fine. Edgecombe is showcasing some rookie ability. Jacoby Walter is not as efficient as I would like him to. And then there's Jamal Shead, who's been pretty good, and Jonathan Mobo as well. So yeah, we're going to have to make some tough decisions. Guys, we're going to have to end up moving. I feel like RJ Barrett could eventually be an odd man out. I don't think I want to trade him right now. We're 37-14. That can actually come at the deadline. I thought I was going to make some trades, but we're the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. I don't want to mess anything up right now. All right, so Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins MVP this year. Yegor Demon of the Brooklyn Nets, the pick right ahead of us. Really good rookie year for the Nets. Josh Giddey, 6th man of the year. It's funny because these guys get comped to each other, or Demon gets comped to Giddey a lot. Mobley wins Depoy, so not Wemby. That's pretty cool. And the Timberwolves took home some major awards this year. All-NBA first team, you got Shea, Jokic, Luka, Trae Young, and Ant. Here's All-NBA second team, no Raptors. Damn, no Raptors at all, and we were a top seed in the Eastern Conference this year. Nobody on the all-defensive teams, and we do get VJ Edgecombe on all rookie teams. So yeah, I also didn't realize we took back-to-back Baylor guys in the first round. Jacoby Walter in 24, Edgecombe in 25. So there was actually a 3-way tie for first place, which is electric. 54-28 for the Pistons, Raptors, and the Pacers. The Raptors, with a 5.9 point differential, finished 4th there in the Eastern Conference. So here we are looking at the stats at the end of the year. We had 120 point per game score. That was to Brandon Ingram. We had 5 guys in double figures, and here were the bench guys. So I do think for the playoffs, like, honestly, I don't mind Mobo being the backup center. So Boucher's not going to play. I actually don't think Jacoby Walter is going to play in the playoffs. I think we're just too inconsistent with the shot this year. So if we bump everybody up, we'll have a 10-man rotation. Shed, Mobo, Abaji, Edgecombe, and Grady Dick. which gives me 22 more minutes to play with. I want to go 35 to Barrett. I want to go 38 to Ingram and Barnes. And I want to go probably 32 to Pirtle, 31 to Quickly. Out of the playing tournament, we're taking on the 7-seeded Hawks who beat the Brooklyn Nets. Honestly, I think I'd rather play the Hawks because 2K loves the Nets in the sim and they love the Dallas Mavericks. So here we go. Game number 1 goes to Atlanta, 118.95. I deserve that. I said I'd rather play the Hawks than the Nets and they blow us out. So you know what? Yeah, like I said, I deserve that. Game number 2 goes to the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, we're down 2-0. Jamal Shed had 12 points here. Jakob Poeltl had a double-double. RJ Barrett at 18. Grady Dick at 19. Ingram at 19. Scotty Barnes not off to a good start offensively in the playoffs, 4-14. I mean, he was so young. He was, what, a rookie when they played the Sixers in 2022? Yeah, and he struggled, but he was a rookie that season and ended up winning Rookie of the Year from that class. Let's not go down 3-0, please. We do end up winning Game 3, thankfully. Brandon Ingram, 33-10. I always thought Brandon Ingram was going to get traded to the Atlanta Hawks, but I do think I was going to say Justin Fields, Landry Fields, and Kyle Korver did the right thing by getting more like switchable, not score first guys, but guys that can defend. I mean, like Reese Hashea, Johnson were in-house, and then Daniels externally was a great ad. Scotty shutting me up real quick, drops 26 points in game 4. We do lose game 5 by 20. Ingram dropped 30. Scotty, come on, man. Game 6 back against the wall. I need a big game from you, and we lose in game 6. Scotty did give me a big game, did all he could, but we end up losing. I'm afraid RJ Barrett is just going to be the odd man out here. Just us drafting wings in Edgecombe, us trading for a wing in Brandon Ingram. I do think we are going to most likely look to move him in the offseason. Cat versus his old team against the Timberwolves. So they still have Randall and DiVincenzo. They got DiVincenzo, but no Randall. And the NBA champions are the Minnesota Timberwolves in 7 games. And Anthony Edwards is your finals MVP, as the Knicks did beat the Hawks in the conference finals. So hey, at least the Hawks won one more series. But honestly, us losing as a 2 seed to a 7 seed is pretty embarrassing. And here we are at the draft lottery. We should own our 2025 first round pick, or excuse me, 2026. But it's going to be probably in the 20s. Yeah, it's going to be there at 24. So that pick at 25 the Pelicans have right after us is from the Brandon Ingram trade. So it's not like we lost out on a super valuable pick there. All right, so here we are on draft night. We have 24, 38, and 56. All right, this one may come back and bite me, but I'm going to trade away RJ Barrett for no players in return to a team we may face in the playoffs in this video. We're going to send him to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange for a 2027 unprotected Knicks. Kind of ironic that we're trading RJ Barrett for a Knicks first round pick, as RJ was a former Knick. And then we're also going to get a 2028 swap best between Washington and Phoenix. Hopefully Phoenix is pretty bad then. So that is going to open up more touches for some of the other wings on this team. And then I want to see if I can move 24 in my 2 seconds to move up to 19. Probably not, right? I feel like that's too high because those aren't like super valuable seconds. So could I maybe move up to 21 with the Thunder? Bang, there we go. The number 1 pick, the Pelicans are going to select AJ DeBanza from BYU. He's starting to become like my number 3 prospect. Kind of early scouting for the 26th draft. I do like Cameron Boozer and Darren Peterson a little bit more. Number 2, whoa, for Zach LaVine and Valanciunas, I think Sacramento made out very nicely there. I don't know what OKC is thinking. They do also have picks 4 and 5, and they get Elijah Arenas, the son of Gilbert Arenas, and Cameron Boozer just falls to them at 5 because of course he does. Of course he does. They get 2 former NBA legend sons in Gilbert Arenas and Cameron Boozer. Wow, I mean, I'm surprised Orlando took JQ at 3 and not Cameron Boozer. I'm trying to see if I can maybe work out a trade with the Kings, who did draft Chris Sinak, but they do have Domantas Sabonis. I don't know if I can maybe give you 21. I would have to obviously give you a lot more than that. I don't know if I would give you like Pirtle, even though you could afford it, because I don't know if I could trust Sinak as like a starting center right away. But could I give you 24? Could I give you my first rounder next year? And my first rounder in 29, so 3 first round picks for Chris Sinak, who went around 10 picks higher. Let's see if I can do it with 2 first round picks. They say no. I will throw in a third. Would they do that? I mean, this is kind of risky for somebody that's a backup center, but I do think we could develop him into a starting center, and they say yes to that. So there's some risk in there, but I do think there could be some reward. It's kind of like when the Knicks traded away, I think that Jalen Duren pick to Detroit a couple years ago. We take Chris Sinak, who I believe is committed to Houston. I could be wrong there, but we're going to pick up the team option on Grady Dick, Jacoby Walter, Mobo, Shed, and Rocco Zikarsky. I will offer the qualifying offers here, but the only one I really want to bring back is Ochai Agbaji. So Boucher, I mean, just because he was on that roster, I kind of feel like I'm obligated to bring him back. We don't have like the best mid-level exception in the world. Surprisingly, I thought we would. So I'm just going to keep my priorities on bringing back Agbaji. Looks like the Clippers are offering him something. And that RJ Barrett trade created a $29 million trade exception. So keep an eye on that. We're easily going to match this 2-year, $10 million deal with the Clippers. And I'm going to sign a fun veteran in TJ McConnell to Toronto. All right, so Scotty's up to an 89. Edgecombe is up to an 83. He's probably going to start over Grady Dick in this rotation. Boucher and McConnell regress. All right, so this is going to be the rotation next year. Quickly, Edgecombe, Ingram, Barnes, and Pirtle, with a bench unit of Grady Dick, Kristanak, Walter, Abaji, Shed, and Mobo, as Boucher, McConnell, Robinson, and Zakarski are not going to find minutes themselves. System proficiency is 4-star balance under Rojakovic. All right, so we're here at the deadline. 30-21, which is the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. God, I love the East, but it does not feel like we're a 2 seed. I mean, last year we were a 2 seed and we got bounced in round 1, and I'm not even sure if this team is better right now. So maybe we're going to be in the market for a notable trade at the deadline. I feel like Kristanak, the rookie, has been slightly better, or at least as effective as Jakob Poeltl, and he's making around $10 million less per year. Jamal Shed and Jonathan Mobo, unfortunately, have regressed a little bit in year 3 with their efficiency. And I may go through the trade block. I may just see if there's a point guard on the market as the Rockets want to acquire. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, me too, Houston. But yeah, I think like a point guard or a center we could definitely think about going after if we find an upgrade out there. But honestly, like, wow, Embiid's on the block. So is Quentin Grimes. Interesting. If I am looking for a point guard, Darius Garland is on the trade block. I mean, I would love to get Darius Garland here. Peyton Pritchard is on the block as well. Do we think he's better than Emmanuel Quickley? Maybe. I don't know how we'd work that out financially. Also, the Lakers put Austin Reeves up. Now, do I think Austin Reeves could be like a starting point guard? Or is he more better off at the 2? He's making around $18 million a year. I mean, can you afford Emmanuel Quickley for Austin Reeves? Do you have like a bad contract? I'll take back. Naz Reid, I wouldn't say it's a bad contract. Maybe Ben Simmons. He's 2.5 stars. So it may be too tough to pull this off. I would have to probably throw up Jakob Poeltl, which I don't know if they would counter offer it. Okay, Zakarski, a 2031st for Reeves, and then I'd move quickly in the offseason. I mean, trading a first, another one hurts after trading away 2 future firsts for basically Kristanak earlier, is scary. But I kind of want to get Austin Reeves to run the show here in Toronto in his prime at 28 years old, under a good contract as well. Let's do it. Austin Reeves, you're a Toronto Raptor. So yeah, the Emmanuel Quickley experiment is unfortunately coming to a close. We are going to start Austin Reeves as our point guard. He's going to get around 34 minutes a night. And then I think it's unfortunate I had to include Zakarski in that deal. I wonder if I probably could have included somebody else. But yeah, Sanak's going to be the starting center. I think Mogbo is going to be the backup center throughout the rest of the year over Robinson and Boucher. And let's see how this team performs. And let's see if Reeves can be a better playmaker and initiator for this team than Quickley was. Well, Quickley's still on the team, but hopefully Reeves is an upgrade. And Quickley may flourish off the bench. Ingram is due for a new extension. He could opt out of his player option in the offseason. Honestly, I'm going to run that risk. I don't think I'm giving Grady Dick $30 million a year. So Luka wins MVP for the LA Clippers this year, averaging basically a 33-point triple-double. It is funny that Luka like never re-signs with the Lakers anymore in these. Number 1 overall pick, Derek Queen. Imagine having that rookie year. It's like an Anthony Bennett level rookie year. And they passed up on Cooper Flag. I don't know if we're going to get anybody on All-NBA first teams or second, maybe even third team, honestly, this year, unfortunately. Nobody on all defensive teams either. And all rookie teams. I don't need... Was Kristanak there? I feel like he should be. Kristanak was on our rookie first team. Good. Okay, so we ended up as the 2 seed. Maybe that's our sweet spot here in the Eastern Conference. When the Raptors won it all, I believe they were the 2 seed, and they played Orlando in round 1. I believe in round number 2, it was Philly, Milwaukee round 3, Golden State round 4. And Reeves hopefully can be the guy that can lead the show for us. Grady Dick, maybe starting at the 2 guard spot. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to move Edgecombe to the bench role, but Scotty Barnes, career high 21 points per game. You love to see it. Kristanak can space the floor a little bit. I know I'm asking a lot out of him, but maybe he could be a good starting center for us in the playoffs, as he's a rookie. We had the 3rd best point differential, but finished as the 2 seed here in the Eastern Conference. The West was a lot better, no surprise. We're taking on a good Pacers team in round number 1, so I'm hoping this isn't like back-to-back years with a first-round exit. We'll go 24 minutes to Edgecombe and Dick. They're going to go back and forth. I don't think I'm going to play Jamal Shed for the playoffs, because I think Walter to get some minutes, who was a lot better this year. Him and Abaji are going to get 15 a night. Let's go about 12 to Mobo. Quickly, about 20 minutes a night, and then I'm going to go, honestly, 2 more. We'll go 1 more to Barnes, 1 more to Ingram. Against Indiana here, I don't know if these teams have played each other in the playoffs. I don't think they played each other in the bubble in round 1, because I'm thinking of like the bubble TJ Warren series, but I believe they went up against the Miami Heat, and then the Heat ended up playing, I guess, the Bucks in round 1, and they beat them in round 1, and then the Heat, who'd they beat in round 2? I don't know why I'm going down this rabbit hole right now, because Boston beat Toronto to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. No, I guess they did beat Milwaukee in round 2 because I think Milwaukee played Orlando in round number 1 in the bubble, and they may have lost game 1 or something like that. As we ended up losing game 3. Now I'm going down a bubble rabbit hole because a lot of underdogs won game 1. And I think the Lakers played the Raptors, or it was like, or not the Raptors, the Rockets, and it was like the toughest 8 seed. I'm trying to remember that right now. Or toughest 4 seed, either way, because I think the Rockets beat the Chris Paul Thunder, and the Rockets had Russell Westbrook. But we're down 3-1. We got bigger priorities than going down bubble lane here, as we are down 3-1 once again. Reeves, come on, man. I need you to be better than that. Are we going to lose game number 5? Nope, we force a game number 6. Reeves, okay, plays a little bit better, but 6 of 14 isn't great. Game 6 goes to the Pacers, and we lose in 6. All right, so we were the 2 seed in back-to-back years, but we can't make it out of round 1. This is kind of embarrassing. Anthony Edwards is your Western Conference Finals MVP, and Kobe White in the East. The 8-seeded Bulls have advanced to the NBA Finals. That team. I mean, they did add De'Aaron Fox. If the Bulls can make it, I feel like I can make it. And the Bulls actually won it all. I was going to say, no chance they're beating the Timberwolves, and they do. Shout out to Kobe White. Finals MVP Kobe White to you. So TJ McConnell does retire. That's our only guy retiring right now. Tibbs ends up retiring. Steph and Russ head to the Hall of Fame. Remember that time in 2019 where Russ could have been a Raptor? There was like that massive trade that was rumored involving like Paul George and Russ to Toronto. And that Knicks pick there at 11 from the RJ Barrett trade is a lottery pick. Does it go up? That would have been pretty sweet, but it stays there at 11. I am fine with that. We do have to give Sacramento our first round pick at 25 from the Chris Sinak trade. So, Darko, you'll get one more year. You brought us to the playoffs as the 2 seed, but you can't win a series, man. So we're here the night of the 2027 NBA draft. I think we are going to look to explore Emmanuel Quickley trades, and we are going to make this trade with the New Orleans Pelicans, straight up Emmanuel Quickley for Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't know if Pirtle, like a year later to Hartenstein, is just a lateral move, but either way, I do think we need another upgrade there at the 5 spot if Sinak isn't ready next year, and we just don't need Quickley's role anymore. So Hartenstein making less than Quickley will save some money there, and we still have that $29 million RJ Barrett trade exception I'd like to use, and I'm going to try to make this trade with the Rockets, as Reed Shepherd is coming off a down year with more volume. Could I get that and pick 11? I think this is. Or no, pick 7 for pick 11 and Ochai Agbaji in a second. They wanted another first in this trade, but like, I don't want to trade away future first. I wish I had more players that I could trade right now. Could I just include 3 seconds, which we've accumulated? Some at least. 3 seconds, Agbaji, 11, 4 seconds for Shepherd and 7. They say no. I mean, I don't really need 7. Like, I'm okay moving Agbaji and 11 for Reed Shepherd, honestly, because Shepherd, I think, gives me some combo guard options off the bench and some versatility, and I think I'm buying low. I mean, could I just do Agbaji for Shepherd? Yeah, let's just do that, actually. I don't have to give up a future first-round pick. Wow, I'm glad I didn't do that. And then I think I'm going to make my selection here at number 11. So at number 11, I took Connor Mann, a 6'6 wing out of LaSalle. Shout out Philly. And we also got Pat Thompson from George Washington there in the second round. Brandon Ingram, I don't know if it's a surprise, but he does opt in. We're going to pick up the options on Edgecombe and Walter. I'm intrigued to see how much I got to pay Grady Dick and Mobo and Jamal Shed in free agency, because this is a lot of minutes we need to replace. And we've already moved on from Agbaji, and we moved on from Emmanuel Quickley. Because at this point, Chris Boucher is a VVG, so we're going to bring him back. He is the veterans vibe guy now. So Jamal Shed wants around $12 million. I'm going to wait to see if this price is going to go down, but we're going to get Mobo back on a pretty good deal. It's going to be a 3-year deal worth $21 million. I also have a mid-level exception. I'm going to use it. I mean, I don't really want to like take away minutes from some of our wings, but I feel like I got to spend it. I'm going to bring in Max Christie, 3 years, $41 million. And we were able to get the Jamal Shed price to come down 3 years, $21 million. Like, I'm paying $7 million to like him and Mobo, who might not even be in the rotation, but they're good assets to have. And Grady Dick, we're just going to honestly bring him down to the last day of free agency. He was going to get a qualifying offer worth like $15 million. So I'm going to give him $27 million with a 1+1 and a team option. You wanted to like have all that money. Nobody offered it to you. So we're going to come, or you're going to come back here on a team friendly deal. Here's the team right now, which is pretty good. I mean, I don't know how I feel about Reeves as the starting point guard. I invested a lot into it, but we're going to give it a full season shot this year in 2028. And I'm going to re-sign Jacoby Walter on a 3-year deal to try to get him in a good price. It's like 4 years, $52 million now. So basically everybody besides Brandon Ingram is locked up on this team. I guess like, yeah, Reeves and Shepherd have 1 year left. So it's going to be another deep rotation. We are not going to start Jamal Shed. Like I said, I don't even know if he's going to crack the rotation this year. I'm going to start Hartenstein. Like him and Sinak, I think are going to just split 24 minutes a night. We're going to do the same with Grady Dick and VJ Edgecombe. So yeah, I don't think Connor Mann's going to play. Shed's going to play. Mobo's going to play for now. We're going to go 14 to Shepard, 17 to Christie, 17 to Walter, 24 to Sinak, 24 to Edgecombe, 24 to Harnstein. Let's go about 34 to Barnes. Let's go about 33 to Ingram, 24 to Dick, 29 to Reeves. I would like to get him more minutes throughout the year, but we'll see. All right, so we start off the season against Boston, Charlotte, and Chicago, and we get off to an 0-3 start. Maybe this team is just not going to gel together. Maybe I would like for Reeves to be good, but 2K is not a big fan of Reeves. All right, so we're at the deadline, and we are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference at 34-17. But do I get sucked in again? Do I think that anything's going to be different and we're going to win a playoff series? I'm not too sure. I wish 2K liked Reeves as much as I do, but yeah, his assists have dropped a little bit this year. Grady Dick has been an elite shooter for us. I don't think I'm going to play I don't think Edgecombe could be like a starting point guard for us right now. Chris Sinak taking a couple strides there as a center. Reed Shepard has improved this year, but I think is more of like an off-ball shooter than he is a true point guard. Yeah, like we have a lot of wings right now. I don't know, man. I may trade for a point guard right now, like a different one. Wait, how is Shea on the on the Warriors? Did they not re-sign him? They always do. Because no way you could ever trade for Shea in this game. Wow, that's insane. Shea's a Warrior. All right, so for some reason, the Knicks have Jalen Brunson and De'Aaron Fox. I don't know if I want Fox, but I want Jalen Brunson. I think that could be the missing piece for this team. Could we do Brandon Ingram, Jamal Shed for Jalen Brunson and Bones Highland? I do not get a counter. I do have plenty of players I could throw in a trade, and I'm okay with. But, like, I would throw in Walter as well. Would they prefer Walter? No. It's just they don't have many bad contracts to throw in a deal. Actually, they do. So what about if we did Jamal Shed and Brandon Ingram for Brunson? They're going to say no. I would also include... Do I want to include Max Christie in this deal? I will. And you want to give me like... I guess just give me RJ Edwards. What are we off by? About $8 million. Never mind. You can't do that. I mean, they're not going to trade Koa Pete. They can't even include Devin Carter in this deal, so this gets really difficult. What about Connor Mann, who is my recent first-round pick? That's going to be tough to deal away with. And you'll give me Connie Rooks. Could we get this deal done? Not even a counter, huh? I do have the swap best. Damn, not even another counter off that in 32 seconds. Wow, okay, I'm not getting Brunson. Like, I feel like Brunson would make so much sense for this team, but it's just tough to get there financially. What about instead of Jamal Shed, I did Jacoby Walter. So we did Jacoby Walter for Wilkins and Brunson. Not even a counter off that is crazy. Like, this not going through is kind of wild. Like this, I don't know, man. I feel like they should accept this trade. Ingram, Walter, Mann, and basically a first for Connie Brooks and Brunson, and then some roster filler. Wow, they say no to that as well. Damn, I feel like... Oh my god, okay, so I had to throw in a missing first. All right, they actually agreed to it. It hurts to trade away Jacoby Walter, but I do think Brunson is such an upgrade, and I don't mind trading Walter because now we're going to have Reeves to the bench. So yeah, Brunson in that starting five. I think he can be complemented by Edgecombe nicely. Now, who plays the 3 spot? This is interesting. I think Max Christie, when you all of a sudden get important at work, you're now the starting small forward for this team. Brunson's the starting 1, Barnes starting 4. Reeves is going to be like a scorer off the bench with Grady Dick. And then we're going to have Sinak still playing a ton. Reed Shepard could be the 9th man for now. I don't know if I'm going to go to a 10th man because I want Edgecombe getting like 33 minutes a night. Honestly, Christie can get like 23. And why not? Like, let's see what Jamal Shed could do with 5 minutes a night. I mean, it's nothing crazy. But yeah, we just added Jalen Brunson as a 1 seed. That is the definition of risky. All right, so Wemby ends up winning MVP. Darius Akuff is your rookie of the year for the Chicago Bulls. I mean, that Bulls team is riding a high right now. John Morant, clutch player of the year. Like, they just got the rookie of the year based on... And he didn't even play for them. Like, he should have been a rookie 2 years ago, and they won it all. Shea on the Warriors is just wild. Like, you don't really see him switching teams anymore. Scotty Barnes, our first, I think, All-NBA member in this video. Not really his best year. Like, he was a lot better last year. I don't think they normally give it to guys that are traded, unless they were, like, up there the whole year. But we did finish off as the 1 seed. Oh, my God, of course we're taking on the Knicks in round 1. So, the Jalen Brunson Revenge Series. Yeah, I don't think the Knicks and the Raptors would ever make a trade with each other, or at least not for a while, because the Knicks were basically suing them pretty recently. This is going to be the starting 5, Hardenstein and Brunson against their former team. This is a really good bench unit, though, with Dick, Sinak, Reeves, Shepard. We got the exciting Whites off the bench. And I don't know how much this rotation is going to change. We are 4-star balanced. We ended the season 2 games ahead of the Charlotte Hornets, 6.5 point differential. This would be one of the best in-season acquisitions of all time if Brunson can get us a ring, and I just didn't think that Ingram was going to be the right man for the job here long term. So Shepard's going to get around 14 minutes for the playoffs. I'm fine with Reeves at 20. I'm fine with Dick and Sinak at 24 apiece, I think. So Hartenstein and Sinak are splitting the big man minutes. We'll go 25 to Christie. Let's go 39 to Barnes. And let's go 37 to Brunson. Can we beat the Knicks led by Well, they have Fox at the 2. Carter, Ingram, Coapede, and Cat. This team looks so different. They still have Josh Hart. We'll see how Jacoby Walter performs against his former team. I mean, I'm going to fire, or I think he's a free agent. I'm going to let go of Rajakovic if we can't get out of round 1 again. 2 years as a 2 seed. 1 year as a 1 seed. We lose game 1, but Barnes bounces back with a really good game 2. Game 3 goes to the Raptors. We held them to 92 points. Brunson had 33 against his former team. Game number 4 goes to the Knicks. Oh my God, man. Is that on Rajakovic? Look at that fourth quarter collapse. Oh my God. All right, on to game number 5. We end up winning this one in overtime. God damn, Scotty, 3 of 22 from the field in 45 minutes. Oh my God, and we do finally get a playoff series victory. The first time since the bubble, the Raptors have won a playoff series. It's been that long. It's been, what, 8 years now? At the time of this sim, as Brunson was our leading scorer, Scotty was he was abysmal, man, in round number 1. So we're taking on the Cavs in round 2. They didn't trade away Garland. I thought about trading for Garland. But yeah, they have a good team. Game number 1, we do win this game. Okay, by 13. I think this is a tough series. But if we can get past this will impress me a lot. We lose game 2 by 9. All right, game 3. I don't know if we have a way to stop Evan Mobley. Like, can Scotty Barnes do it? Grady Dick with 18 in this one in 22 minutes. And we go down 3-1 just like that. We lose 129-122. Edgecombe with 32. I don't know if that's like a breakout star-making performance, but we do end up winning game 5. We blow them out in this one. Scotty with 7 assists. But Scotty, man, like, look at that efficiency in the playoffs. It's inexcusable for a guy getting paid that money. Game number 6. We do force a game 7. Can we complete the 3-1 comeback? All right, Scotty, shut me up a little bit. Even though that was not an efficient game, I'll take that stat line. Can we win at home up north in Toronto and advance to the conference finals? We have a lead right now in the second. Third quarter went our way. We're up by 5 here in the fourth. Up by 1. Oh, it's going to come down to the wire, isn't it? We're up by 4. I'd rather be us than them right now. Do not blow this. Okay, we're up by 5. 45 seconds left, and we win it. We complete the 3-1 comeback. Scotty, shut me up. That is fine. 2 of 7 from 3. I don't care. 27-10, 5-2. And we're in the conference finals to take on the Charlotte Hornets. Let's do this. Yeah, it was not a fun round 1 or round 2 for Scotty, but he really had a good round 3 performance. All chalk. Conference finals, 1 seeds versus 2 seeds. And let's see what happens here against the Hornets, who I'm sure are really good. With LaMelo, Ace, and Miller. They have Mitchell Robinson, Jonathan Isaac in the front court. They have, just Jaden Ivey and Nick Smith Jr. and Jalen Harrelson off the bench. They brought back AJ Griffin out of retirement. We win game 1, though. It wasn't pretty. Sinak, 4 of 12. He did have 5 blocks. Brunson, 4 of 15. How's Hartenstein looking like in the playoffs? He's been fine. Pretty much as expected. Game 2, we do end up winning this one. 123-110. Scotty, bang. Let's go. 31-13. Let's take a 3-0 lead. Okay, they win game 3 by 7. Every home team has won so far. Scotty, man, 3 of 17. Like, your bad shooting nights are bad. Oh my God, let Brunson cook. Here we go, game 4 goes to the Raptors. That's what I'm talking about. 24 for Brunson, 24 for Dick, and Scotty, man. I mean, like, 9 rebounds and 10 assists. I have such a love-hate relationship with you right now. 6 of 20 from the field, and we won by 1 point. Do not blow a 3-1 lead, and we are actually in the NBA Finals. Scotty, okay, you go from that 6 of 20 performance to that 27-13 and 8. Can I get that more consistently? Austin Reeves, it's nice to acknowledge you're still on this team and actually having a good game, and we are here in the NBA Finals in the Kawhi Leonard Bowl of 2028, taking on the Toronto Raptors. I'm nervous, man. I mean, this Spurs, or did I say taking on the Raptors? Taking on the Spurs. They're 12-3 here, entering the NBA Finals. Siakam against his former team coming up. Game 1. Goes to the Raptors. Wow, 125-120. Now, I'm not getting my hopes up because they can easily win 4 in a row. Game number 2 goes to the Raptors. Wow, okay, 119-113. We just stole both of them in San Antonio. Shout out Max Christie. Game 3, we lose this one, 118-113. Is that the inverse of game 2? No, it was 119-113. Game 4, yep, brand new series, 118. Oh my God, man, we could have won both those games and taken a 3-1 lead. Here we go, game 5, and we lost 3 in a row. Like I said, oh my God, they beat us by 3. I wish they were blowouts. Like, these are games we should win. Edgecombe had a good game. I mean, Brunson's not been, like, the Brunson I expected here. Can we force a game 7? That hurts, man. That hurts. They won 4 in a row. They won 4 in a row. We were up 2-0, and then we ended up losing 3 close ones. and then a blowout. Oh my God. All right. At least we made it to the NBA Finals. Chris Boucher retires. There goes our VVG. And the Knicks are going to get the 7th overall pick from that Jalen Brunson trade. And since we did go to the NBA Finals, I am going to bring back Darko Rajakovic. So we didn't have any draft picks. The Knicks with the 7th pick took Linwood Booker from UNLV. We're going to pick up the team options on these 4, but not Morris or Wilkins. So let's go here to qualifying offers. We don't have any. I forget if we have a notable free agent. It looks like we do not. And I'm going to make a blockbuster trade. I am going to trade away Grady Dick, which hurts, and Jonathan Mobo for Dyson Daniels. Yeah, we are getting the vacuum who's making $44 million, who's coming off an abysmal offensive season, 39% from the field, 30% from 3, but he's going to be our small forward, and hopefully we can change him. All right, so we do have 291 overalls, actually 3 of them. Edgecombe ain't far behind at a 90 as well, so we have 4 90s going into the 2029 season. All right, so the starting 5 is going to be Brunson, Edgecombe, Daniels, Barnes, and I'm going to go with Sinak over Hartenstein. It's going to be something like that split. We're going to have Shepard, Christie, and Austin Reeves off the bench, which 2K does not like Reeves, damn. Like, for the regular season, Shed's going to play. Reeves will play, like, 20 minutes a night. I can't believe he didn't work out for us. I was excited about him. Scotty's going to get 35 minutes. Daniels is going to get 32. Edgecombe's going to get 32. And let's go the rest of Jalen Brunson there. So system proficiency is 4-star balance. Let's see how we perform with a full season of Brunson, fresh off winning the Eastern Conference, but losing the NBA Finals. All right, so Wemby wins MVP here in 2029. Yaxel Lendenberg, 6th man of the year for the Cavs. Also wins most improved player this year. How did they get that many shots up? Were the Cavs bad? Did they lose like Garland in free agency? Maybe I should have drafted Yegor Demon. I needed a point guard long term anyway, and it could have been him for sure, but I passed up. Well, I guess the Nets took him ahead of me. Dylan Harper and AJ DeBant are running the show. Well, Cooper Flagg is not on a first team or second team, but Derek Queen is. So maybe the Jazz knew something to take him that high. And Hugo Gonzalez has hit his boom potential there in Orlando. We do get Dyson Daniels on all defensive first team, and we bought in at the right time. I know he was expensive, but really turned around his shot. 14 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. An elite pickup for us and could be a difference maker if we're trying to make the finals. We are the 1 seed, and I think I'm going to have a crazy, revelation here. So we go 66-16, 14-point differential. Vibes are high. We're going to roll with this starting 5 for the playoffs since Sinak kind of broke out this year. I don't think I'm going to play Austin Reeves for the playoffs. He was that bad, and making $20 million a year, I don't know. I guess I bought in at the highest point. I guess he's just not the same player outside of LA. I'm legitimately not playing him for the playoffs. I'm benching him for Jamal Shed, who I think is much better for us. So, yeah, Shepard, Christie, and Shed are going to get minutes off the bench, 15 a night. We'll go 20 to Hartenstein. Actually, we'll go 18 to Hartenstein, 30 to Sinak. I want to go 37 to Scotty, 35 to Daniels, 37 to Edgecombe, and let's go 38 to Jalen Brunson. We're taking on the Milwaukee Bucks in round 1. They have a fun young backcourt. No longer have Giannis. He has left them in free agency. I could probably quickly find out where he ended up signing. As Giannis is a member, he's got to have a lot of rebounds, right? I don't even know. Okay, so Giannis isn't even top 20 in rebounds anymore. He actually signed with the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, God. Thank God the Nets did not make the playoffs. I was like, I'm scared of them. Don't lose as a 1 seed, Darko. Thank you. We sweep the Bucks. We're making moves here, and we are on to round number 2. Barnes with 22, Brunson with 20 in those first 4 games. I wanted to see the Cavs starting 5 with Yaxel. How did you put up 18? I guess just Garland leaving. More opportunity. So we're taking on the Miami Heat. I haven't really talked about them a lot in this video. They got a fun lineup, but they no longer have Tyler Hero. They have Malik Thomas, Derek White, Jordan Poole, Bilal Koulibaly, but a couple former Wizards, but no Tyler Hero in sight. We're up 2-0, and we end up winning in 5. So for the second straight year, we are in the conference finals. Scotty hit himself. 23, 8, and 4 is great, but 38% from the field, 34% from 3. It's not going to be easy going up against the Pistons, who are great in the sim, and they're headlined by somebody that can legitimately carry their team to the finals, and that's Cade Cunningham. You have Sacramento and Minnesota over there in the West, and we're also going to have Ochai Agbaji versus his former team. We do win game 1 by 11. Edgecombe, welcome. Welcome to the party. Game 2, we win by 30. All right, Chris Sinak shot 5 of 17. We win game 3, and we actually swept them. All right, I was nervous about that series. Scotty, though, the efficiency is garbage. 37, 22, 86 splits, but we are going to advance here to the NBA Finals, and we just got one more series that we need to win. We lost to San Antonio last year. Can we beat Minnesota this year? I kind of like Sabonis at the 5 for them. Game 1, we win. All right, we just got to win 3 more. Scotty with 25. Game 2, we win. All right, we get off to another 2-0 start. We scored 159 points. Dyson Daniels What a pickup. Maybe I should have benched Reeves, and I'm glad I did because, hey, we could have lost some games with him in the lineup. That's how bad he came for us. As Scotty goes 1 of 10 from 3, but still drops 32 points. And we, oh my God, okay. So we go up 3-0. We lose the next 2, but we do win the NBA Finals in 6 games. And Scotty, I feel like I was going back and forth with him in this video, but I'm glad he closed it out for us. I'm glad we turned him into our franchise star and won an NBA title with him because only Scotty and Shed are the only OG Raptors here. We did trade RJ. We traded quickly. We traded Ingram and Pirtle. We kept Mobo for a while and Grady Dick, but those were the last 2 standing. So that's going to be for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, I would appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how you think the 2026 Raptors will look. Do you think they're going to make any notable moves this offseason, or they're just going to roll with their core of Dick, Barnes, Barrett, Ingram, and Emmanuel Quickly, as well as Jakob Pirtle? If you did enjoy, like I said, I'd appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.